Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Another cloudy, gray-looking day here in South Alabama, and I'm happy as can be. The temperatures are lower, and just reminds me of being back home in Costa Rica a little bit. We would have rain days, and hey, I love the sun, but you know, when you never get these nice, good rain days, I don't know, I just don't like it. Anyhow, I want to talk about my thoughts on 100% raw food diet today. I do videos every day, so I'd really appreciate it if you would go down now and hit the subscriber button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so you don't become unsubscribed from the channel. This is just one I want to be clear on things I say, on the way I eat. Sometimes I notice from comments and just things I get that people have selective hearing. People have selective hearing in general, so why wouldn't I think they'd have selective hearing on things that I say in my videos? It's a psychological thing. It's normal for humans to grab onto things that that they want to hear. So sometimes I feel like when I talked about the cooked food, some people take it like I've given them absolution to go eat a whole bunch of cooked food. And before I even say anything, you don't need my blessing on anything you eat. Listen, let me put this like something though here I wrote down. Instead of sitting around all the time debating, simply decide and do. Whether you're going to be fully raw, whether you're going to eat cooked, however much cooked, do. Stop sitting around and debating all the time. End of story. Because in my opinion, it's absolutely moronic to sit around and spend so much time debating the subject. Do. Action. Talk over here. Action over here. What is that even all about other than just maybe people are bored and they need to go to groups so they can get a little bit of back and forth? They don't have any conversation. I don't have any conversation, but I have better things to do with my time than the never-ending debate in this world of raw versus cooked, how raw, blah, blah, blah. Do it. Do it. Nobody, listen, I'm never, I have to, like I say, I have to clarify almost everything I say. And number one thing, I'm going to tell everybody out there, there's a lot of people that have their thoughts on this. There's a lot of people that are striving. There's a lot of people not doing 100% fully raw food diet that are just they advocate it like with every fiber of their being. The percentage of people actually doing it properly, actually doing a raw food diet properly is minute. I mean, the percentage of people even saying or trying to do 100% raw is somewhat minute. And what do I mean by that when I say a percentage of people doing it properly? Well, properly, that's subjective. That can mean different things to different people, but what's the title of the video again? My thoughts on this. So my thoughts is the only way some people can make this raw food thing work, the people that are super obsessed with it, is with a lot of fat. And honestly, I don't even really count that because, I mean, you're sacrificing health. Now, yes, and I know the keywording on this video, this might bring out the craziest of the crazies that are obsessed with the raw food thing, but I'm sorry, that's never going to be me. Once again, if you feel otherwise, eat otherwise. Listen, be fully raw and eat 10 avocados a day. Doesn't affect me, isn't going to put 1 ounce on me, isn't going to clog up my system, isn't going to do anything to me, so do it. Do it, don't argue about it, do it and embrace it. And as you're doing it, be solid with it. But yeah, for me, no, I'm never going to advocate that. That's never something I'm going to advocate on this channel, is just to do raw, do fully raw any way you can, no matter how. So, you know, not for me. I'd prefer to see people eat some clean cooked food as opposed to all this high fat recipe. I'm starting to get a little bit of an aggravation with this whole word recipe, and I'm working on some things that might upend a few things. But yeah, no, don't default to trying to stay fully raw just by eating a lot of fat. Now, once again, I'm not throwing fully raw under the bus. If you can do it, if you can do it properly, if you can do it in a healthy manner and keep it low fat, do it. Because as I always say, and that's where we kind of go, like I go heavily on the, not obsessing over the raw food thing. And then that's where the people, I think, kind of go into default and think, oh, well, he eats a lot of cooked food. And I don't think people can wrap their head around how I really eat, even though I show it every day, or what I really do, because my way of eating is unique, I think, or at least among people I hear talking about it, doing YouTube channels, on social media, what have you. Most people out there are either I eat fully raw all the time, that's all that vibe is, raw, 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 raw. Or you have people that include cooked food into their diet. They may do raw till 4, but they have a steady regimen. They eat cooked food every day, or they eat cooked food on a regular basis. Or there's some, and hey, whatever's valid for you. I've heard people say that, oh, but if they might go into, that others talk about going into a downward spiral. If I don't stay fully raw, it's a slippery slope. And once I eat some cooked food, I just, I have to eat so much more and it won't fill me up and this and this and that. See, I don't go in that downward spiral. I can eat a cooked meal. And boom, I'm right back on to doing super uber simple, clean, no fat, eating 4 or 5 things the next day. Last weekend, what did I eat when I went to Pensacola? Crap. I had a curry bowl that had rice and lentils and some tofu in it and some vegetables. And I got some a vegan restaurant, of course, and I got some vegan pink potato salad on the side. Way more fat than I'm eating in my normal thing, and it's cooked. I get home that night. And I go I've done this before. When I get back from Pensacola, I got frozen bananas. I eat frozen ice cream for dinner. And the next day, it's right back on track. I'm having watermelon juice and then my mango meal or my juicier meal and then green smoothies and ice cream. And boom, I do that. And then somebody will, well, how much? Everybody wants it to be precise. Well, how often? And how often do you eat cooked food? I don't know. I don't really know. This channel is chaos. My eating is chaos. My life is chaos. There is no, every 6 days, 2 times a week, 3 times a week. No, I ate last Saturday. I don't think I'm going to Pensacola this week. So who knows? Maybe 2 or 3 weeks before I eat cooked food. Or who knows? Maybe this weekend some mood hits me and I eat some sweet potatoes 2 days in a row. Probably not, because I'm still getting really good watermelon. But the point being is I don't default off to that. Like I say, I kind of work in this like very unique little space where I've kind of got foot in both worlds. But you really have to understand that I'm mostly raw. I'm mostly raw. I think I shy away from that because that just whole identifying, making your whole identity about how raw you are, just annoys me. So I really don't try to push that or bring that point home. But for all practical purposes, I eat a fully raw food diet. And also too, I've got perspective on that. When I lived in Costa Rica, if you guys remember, or if not, people that weren't watching me then, when I lived in Costa Rica, I didn't have residency down there. My mother's older, so I was coming back to the States pretty much every 3 months for the last few years before she went in the nursing home. Now I'm here. But when I would go, and I was living at the beach at the time. When I was living at the beach, it was just routine. I never ate cooked food until I came back to the States. So I would go 3 months, not a bite of cooked food. Come back to the States, eat cooked food a couple of times over the 2 weeks that I was here. Maybe eat cooked food 2, 3, 4 times. Who knows, maybe more if I didn't have my banana game down then. And then boom, I'm on a plane. I get right back to Costa Rica. I didn't even have a stove at that house. I do periods of it, and it's easy. It's like standing on my head, but a lot of times for me, it's utilitarian too. It depends on where I am. It depends on what I'm doing. You know, if I'm going to Pensacola, I'm not going to sit around and not throwing any shade. If people want to do that, it's cute. It makes good content. It shows videos, these people that are going somewhere, you know, out for 3 hours, and they have all this elaborate, they got like their picnic basket and all kind of little cute little bowls and Tupperwares and this and that all packed. And no, I'm just not rolling like that. You know, if I go down to Pensacola, I juice up in the morning with my watermelon juice, so I'll have plenty of hydration. I go to my little vegan restaurant and eat, and then I hop right back on. And now, like I say, the proof is in what you see, is in what, you know, what you've been seeing, hearing for the past 5 years. I mean, I'm stable on this lifestyle. I don't go up and down. I don't go back and forth. Go back 5 years. Have you seen big swings, and have you seen big weight swings? Go back through all 5 years and see the biggest weight swings. See me. Where do you see me gain a bunch of weight? Where do you see me being low energy? Where do you see me doubting this lifestyle? I'm just like the fullback on the American football team. You know, you just plug ahead. You plug ahead. Not too many people notice you, but you're constantly moving forward. So I just, like I say, in the end, that's my position on 100% raw food diet. If you're in a position, if you can do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Never going to argue. Never going to argue in a minute. But no, I'm never going to suggest to anybody, you know, gobble down fat so you can chalk up another, so you can go to all your friends and do one of your silly little videos or posts where I've been fully raw now for 437 days. I laugh my ass off at those. But anyhow, you got to decide for yourself. And in the end, let me finish up with what I started with. Whatever you do, do it. And get the hell out of those groups and get the hell out of your forums debating it all day. That's a loser mentality. Like I've already kind of mentally crossed off a lot of people because I've been watching them for a few years, and that's all they're ever doing, you know, all day, every day. And I don't see any positive result from that. So yeah, I'm going to keep rocking what I'm doing, and I'm doing, if I had to put a number on it, I don't know. We'll say definitely upwards of 95% raw, if not 98, if not 99.7, but who knows? Hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.